All right, hello class. Welcome to Algebra 1. This is chapter 13, point 10. We are talking about calculator use to find radicals and square roots. Radicals are the same thing as square roots. Tomato, tomato, radicals, square roots. Okay, when you go to your calculator, you're going to see a small button. It looks like one of these 5 buttons I've drawn up here. It's either going to look like this one, the number 1, it's going to look like number 2, maybe number 3, maybe number 4, or maybe number 5. By now, you should recognize those as the radical symbol or the square root symbol. The way you type it into your calculator, let's say you needed to find something like the square root or the radical of the number 25, okay? You would go to your calculator and you would type in 25, the 2 and the 5. And then, after that, you would just press one of those buttons. You would press the square root button. And it will spit out for you the correct answer, okay? So let's take a look at what that looks like. You should know by now that the square root of 25 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5, okay? Let's verify that with a calculator. I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to go to a calculator app. And I'm going to show you what it looks like to type in a question for a square root. So I go to my calculator app, and mine is blue. And you'll see here, the top row is AC, which returns you to 0, 7, 8, 9, division symbol, and percentage. Then the next line, you've got your parentheses open, close, 4, 5, 6, multiplication plus or minus, return me to plus, the exponents 1, 2, 3, -1, equal sign, and then down here is my square root. Here it has an X in it. Some calculators, depending on how the manufacturer made them, have nothing in them. This one has an X, which means just put in whatever value you want for that X. And so what we want to do is we just want to find the square root of 25. I type in what I'm looking for, 25. You see it there on the top right. It's the little bar on the bottom, tells you what calculations are being performed. And then I simply press the square root button, and it spits out my answer. Square root of 25 is 5. Now, if I want to continue going, I could press that button again. And that would give me the square root of the square root of 25. This is the second square root of 25, also known as the square root of 5. And that is 2.236067977429979, and it keeps going. If I multiplied that number by 2.23 yada, 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 whatever it was, it would get me very close to 5. Now notice I didn't get all the way to 5 here because I didn't type in the entire thing, so I would get a little shy of it. Let's try another number that we know the answer for. The square root of, let's use the perfect squares. Square root of 4. I type in 4, then I press the square root button, 2. Let's try the square root of perfect square, 9. The square root of 9 is 3. That's it. That's how you use a calculator with this. Let's try square root of, 8 times 8, 64. The square root should be 8. I press the square root button, and it spits out 8, as I suspected. All right, that's basically how to use the calculator to find the square root of numbers. If you wanted to find a number that had a decimal, let's say the square root of 20, press the square root, you would get 4.472135954999958. But you're of course not going to write that down, so you would round to like 2 or 3 decimals, you'd get 4.47, and that would be your square root of 20. Now, if you're checking to find solutions, Let's say they said the square root of 50 times x, and they said x was 0.39, it would look like this. You would have 50, the square root of 50 is 7.07. Then you would multiply by whatever they gave you, which was b, x is 0.39. Therefore, your answer is 2.75577164. But you don't really need to know that. All you really need to know is how to find square root using a calculator. And one more time, let's use 100. Type in what you're looking for, then press the square root button, and you'll get 10. All right, hopefully that helps. That's solving square roots and radicals with a calculator.